Hey guys, I'd like to apologize for the wait. It has been so long since I've been able to get you guys an episode. Welcome to episode 2 of The Ramblings. I'm Angelo Roberts Jr., your host. I'm going to tell you all about everything that's been going on in the meantime, but first, a word from our sponsor. What's up, Internet? How you guys doing today? Welcome to episode 2 of The Ramblings. I'm your host, Angelo Roberts Jr. Before we get officially started, follow me on all my social media platforms, Assistance HQ. You can find me anywhere at Assistance HQ. So without anything else, I definitely owe you guys an explanation on what's been going on since the last episode, because it should not have taken me this long to get to episode 2. I've been upgrading my business. I've been trying to get it prepared for so many different things and so many different opportunities, whichever might come my way, which some have come my way. So lucky me for preparing for those opportunities. I'm using Hootsuite now. For those of you that don't know what Hootsuite is, it's a social media manager. It's like a lifesaver, absolute lifesaver. I no longer have to go across all different types of platforms and social medias. For those of you that have been following and even listened to my last podcast, you know that I hate having to switch through different social medias, going from LinkedIn to Facebook to Twitter to Instagram to Pinterest. It's so hard. But when I'm using Hootsuite, it makes it so simple, so easy, because I'm able to post directly from there to everything. I can schedule. It's an absolute lifesaver. So I've been really trying to learn on my free trial while I have the opportunity. So I've really been getting down to posting content, which is why you guys, if you follow, have seen a lot more content lately, because I'm able to schedule, I'm able to post, I'm able to stay on a track and on a specific time frame when I'm posting on these social medias, So I'm able to now do things differently and operate on a higher level. I don't even know if it's considering operating on a higher level, because social media managers do this on a regular basis. It's something that comes second nature. It's like second nature. Everything is. It's so. Everyone has their own skills, and I hate doing Dead Space. I hate when I do that. I hate Dead Space, but it's awes me sometimes how people have so many different skills and their brain thinks differently, and are so good at things. Like, I'm not the best social media manager at all. I am in the process of trying to go through a rebranding of my social medias, because they were personal and business are come a little bit different. So I'm trying to rebrand my social medias and gather a different audience, so that as I start to share and give valuable posts and everything, the people that the content is geared toward are able to see the content. I would just really love for that to be able to go smoother. However, it's not making the transition as smooth as I would like it to, because handling all of this can be such a hassle. I'm just now getting into doing advertisements. I know I've been talking about it for a long time. It's been, I don't know, a couple of weeks, but I'm able to now run ads. That's only because my taxes hit. I'm going to be honest. I have been saying I've been waiting for my taxes, because I have been put in a situation where I'm able to now pay. I've been able to pay my bills, and still have a little bit of cushions. However, it's been more or less week to week kind of living. So with this stimulus check, with my taxes hitting, I'm able to now get ahead and put a lot of funding and resources into my business. So I'm very happy. You guys are going to be absolutely blown back, annoyed, whatever you feel when you see an ad of mine or see me post. You're going to be like, dang, it's just all the time. Like, do you ever stop posting? No, because I can't get enough content. Like, because I'm trying to get everything out. I'm so behind. Like, I have not as much content as everybody else, and being 22, I really have to catch up. So I'm behind my own personal schedule, so things can get hard. I've also moved. I'm officially nothing with my parents' name on it. I live out in Hartford. I used to live in New Haven, Connecticut. I now live in Hartford, Connecticut. So different obstacles, different changes are going on in my life right now. Things are starting to look up, I guess. I'm looking at angel investing for my business. For those of you that don't know what angel investing is, it's basically when you have an investor that of a certain particular stature, value financially, usually net worth around $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, that are looking to invest in startup companies for shares early on in equity of your company, so they basically have ownership in what you have. And that's really brought me to a different thinking in how I want to take Angelo's Assistance of America, because I have been considering going to a pre-seeding round and everything. So I'm actually going to be meeting with my financial advisors later this week to be talking about how to structure a deal in that kind of way. I've done a little bit of research. I'm not going to necessarily talk about it because I would sound uneducated, really. I still have a lot of research to do, but we're going to be talking about going about that in the smartest way possible in my situation. It can be very lively. So I'm hoping to be able to get things going and be able to talk with them so that I can take Angelo's Assistance of America to the next level. And I got to say the whole thing because it's really the Assistance of America, Angelo, like it doesn't do it justice to just say it. Like it's Angelo's Assistance of America. Everything has been going well. So that's what I have going on. That's why I've been late. That's what I've been working on. At me on Twitter, at me on any of my social media, at Assistance HQ. What have you been doing? Last time I've been talking to you guys, let me know what you've been doing in the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Has it been 8 weeks since I did a last podcast? I don't remember. I don't think it's been 8 weeks. I'd have to check. However, at me on Twitter, Assistance HQ, Instagram, Assistance HQ, everywhere, Assistance HQ. Let me know what you've been doing throughout this time that we've been speaking since not speaking last episode. I would like to know what everyone's going through. It's really, what do we have going on now? The change of everything in COVID-19 and how coronavirus has affected literally the world. Like this pandemic, epidemic, just pandemic. I said pandemic, epidemic. This pandemic has literally changed how we do everything. How we're living, how we're going about our entertainment, how we're going about working. It has drastically changed the lives for some of us because we're probably out of a job. Some of us are just temporarily out of a job. Some of us are now working from home. Some of us are used to working from home and now have people home that, you're not used to having home because of this whole shutdown and everything being home. Schools that are closed for the rest of the semester. So what are the kids going to do? Everything is up in the air right now. A lot of things are closed. A lot of things are happening. So we're working on adjusting, and we'll talk about adjusting later, but adjusting in terms of lifestyle has been ridiculous. One moment. Can I take a water break? I feel stuffy. It's just a regular podcast, and I'm in the studio talking to myself. It's very hard to do a podcast. I can see why people have co-hosts on podcasts and why they're always talking with people, because it's so hard to do a podcast by yourself. You're just talking to nobody. Thankfully, I can talk because it's a lot. It's a studio in here. So I like background noise now. I think if we had background noise and we made it seem like there was a lot of stuff going on in the studio, it seemed like I'm a busy person and it seemed like it's like a real big thing going on. I don't have all of that. It's just me. I wish. I really did. So, also, I've been wanting to know, what are you guys doing during this time lockdown? We can't go anywhere. What kind of hobbies do you have? Are you starting a business? Let me know what you're doing during this COVID-19 lockdown situation, because I want to know. I need friends. I need people to talk to during this time. Let me know what you're doing, because whatever's going on during this lockdown is going to be going on for a while, and social media is going to be the go-to place. We'll be talking about trends and what social media has been producing trends lately, but Add me on Assistance HQ on Media so we can start talking. I might open up a live chat on the next couple of podcasts. In the next couple of podcasts, I need a regular following. I let people know when I'm recording and doing podcasting and just having conversations with me. I actually have a Q&A coming up with a friend, Ben Hester. We're doing a live Zoom. I'm gonna be recording the Zoom, so when that goes up, I'm gonna be micro doing content from there, and hopefully the content from that goes far. So whatever content I have from here is gonna be completely micro contented it all day. Like, I actually am micro contenting now, and it's difficult because I broke my phone, guys. Oh, I didn't tell you, I broke my phone. I'm using a Samsung old J3 Prime something. This thing is not getting the job done at all. I need the Galaxy S20 Ultra something. This is not cutting it. So it's really getting rough out here right now. But silver linings and everything, positive attitudes, positive vibes, always looking for the next possible move. What else do we have? I have made an outline and I'm just going down my list. I don't have someone to keep me in schedule, on track, to just keep talking to me about how we're going to transition. I'm doing all of this solo dolo, and I appreciate you guys for listening. So if you don't know, I'm doing online classes. For those of you that don't follow me on social media, I'm taking a free online class because Class Courses is offering free online classes. So it's very helpful. What are you going to do during this time? To use this time to come out as a better person. Whether you have hobbies, whether you have business, investing, take the time for a mental health break. For those of you that have always been saying you're going to quit your job, if you're not working right now, take this as a mental break. Use it to beef up your resume. Look for different gigs for when you want to come back. Make a plan, or just take the time to sit and binge watch your Netflix and catch up on shows because you don't get the time to relax. Think about that. Like, this has been a time for some people that are always working that finally get an opportunity to rest and spend time with their family. This is the only opportunity for some of them. So I really think we should look at the silver lining in this. Not everyone is affected the same way, and everyone is affected, negatively, because this is a risk. But there has been a lot of silver linings for a lot of different people. So at me on Twitter. I want to know what you guys are doing during this quarantine time that we have to shut down. Let me know. Talk to me. I'm taking free online classes. It's a class from Yale. They're all Ivy League, absolutely free, so no worry about costs. I'm taking a financial markets class. It's great. It's learning. I'm trying to come out a better person. And that's what I really was trying to touch on, because what you do in your free time matters. This time is going to set people apart. In terms of small business owners that say they have a passion, or people that are in a career that are trying to work towards something, this time right here is where it sets apart the people that are trying to make it and the people that talk about making it. And the reason I say that is because if you have nothing to do, and God forbid you lost your job, but in the case of someone who lost your job, if you weren't living a fulfilling life, or not a fulfilling life, or even if you were not having happy with your job, there was just disappointments, you now have the time to work on those. You now have the time to think about what you really want to do. If you feel like you are overworked, or you weren't at a place that appreciated you, you now have the opportunity to look at other companies and see what they've done during this coronavirus, and now have a judge of where you might want to go work for after this is all over and done with. So it's very, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I keep saying very, but I really don't know what the word is I'm looking for. The silver lining is there for people, though. I know that. There are a lot of people with a lot of different silver lining opportunities to go into. As I said, was doing my financial markets class. So yes, I need music. If I could get like a round of applause during that time, yes. So happy for that. It's about being better. I don't know if you guys watch Gary Vee or listen to Gary Vee, but he had an interview with Damon John, and it's about coming out better. The other side. It's about coming out of the other side better than what you are now. What are you going to do during this time that will make you better? And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be business. Like I said, if you aren't in the proper mental headspace right now, take this time to get yourself into the right mental headspace. It's very, I don't know what the word is again. I draw blanks a lot because I talk often, but it is so difficult to continue doing it. I just need a partner. I need a co-host. Help me find a co-host, guys. So if you are listening to this and you're in this part of the podcast, help me find a co-host. If you would know who would love to do podcasting with me, preferably someone that lives in Connecticut, because I'd like to actually be in the studio podcasting with them. Even though I'm a virtual assistant, it's just when I'm working on music or podcasting or anything media related, I do like to be with someone. I do like to be in that presence. It's just something I like to do because there's the vibe of creativity feels so much different when you're with somebody. You understand? It's very almost tangible in the creative aspect, the way it goes. Oh, dropped my pen. So, but COVID-19 says social distancing, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Really don't. But that brings me to the greatest skill on why you guys are listening to the podcast. The greatest skill that any business owner, small business owner, consultant, independent contractor, the greatest skill that you could have during a time like this is being a fast learner. That's the key. And I didn't hesitate to say it because I don't like making people wait. I don't want to build up for an anxious moment. The greatest skill you can have as a small business owner, the greatest skill that you can have in 2020 is being a fast learner. With the way things are changing because of the coronavirus and how businesses have had to shift from maybe having stores open to having absolutely no stores open. Best Buy, I do not believe, is open. Walmart is open. How are you going to now house things? You have a lot of people that need to get stuff, but not everybody can be out. Look around and look at how the virus has completely shifted what we do. And it's crazy that I'm talking about that so much and so often in this podcast, but really think about how much it's affected all of our lives in just such a short amount of time and how long it's going to continue. So this is actually a big topic point, and you can't touch on it enough because everyone has a different perspective. Everyone has a different reaction. Everyone is going through a different situation from this coronavirus. So you really want to touch on it as much as you can so that you never get out of touch. When you touch it too much, that's fine. But if you don't touch enough, now you get out of touch. And I don't know if I said something right there, but yes, if you touch something too much, that's fine. But if you don't touch something enough, you become out of touch. Water break. Now, why is being a fast learner the greatest skill in 2020? Because it's about adaptability. It's about the ability to see, have a plan, see again, and adjust. The ability to adapt, adjust. Everything is ever changing and forever changing. People were standing outside 2.5 months ago. 2 months ago. People were standing outside with signs saying, hey, come get your taxes done. Waving signs around. That was a form of advertisement. Not anymore. Signs were having blockbusters. People were having sales that go on that require a lot of people to come into a store. No more. Stores have closed down. A lot of mom and pop places have shut down. Places are switching to online delivery. So if you don't have, an online store set up, how has your storefront business been affected by this? A lot of things are going on. The ability to now fast track and switch gears, So for the people that didn't have an online store, you can't have people in your store now. How fast are you switching to getting an online store? For the people that had slow delivery times for products, how much faster are you getting products to people now? It's about the ability to adapt and adjust. That's why fast learning is the greatest key. Great example is I knew very little about social media marketing. I was going to networking events as a prime source of income to try to bring in leads and clients for Angelo's Assistance of America. All of a sudden, we have a coronavirus. I can't go to a single networking meeting. Yes, they're online, but now you can track everything online. So now they know, okay, you've been to this meeting 2 times. You can't come back until you pay. Well, if I don't have any money, how am I supposed to pay? Thankfully, I now have the funds to be able to pay. However, before, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So how fast are you switching? I'm now learning about, like, tagging and Google Analytics and different social media marketing platforms and how I can manage all of my resources. It's a lot. It's borderline overwhelming. That's why it's its own job in its thing. A social media marketer does so much. So this aspect that I have to learn, rapidly in order to gain customers for my business is a great prime example. For people that are financial advisors, they are going through a great ever-changing time right now. How fast, with the market going in its fluctuating state of, hey, we're hitting record lows, but now we're having great recoveries. How do you explain this to your clients? The ability to adapt, learn, read the market, and then make and react on that decision, and then be able to navigate after making the decision. After you make a decision, how do you navigate that decision in execution? How do you know to even go through all the way to full execution with this decision? Where do you say we branch off and go into a different direction? Things are so changing and at a super rate right now. That's why I say the greatest skill that you can have in 2020 is being a fast learner, because to learn fast, I'm not going to rhyme it, but it's to save your behind, it is very difficult to even be a fast learner, because what if it takes you a little bit of time to grasp things? That's not to say that's bad, but as not being a fast learner, you're not going to be able to react and make decisions like somebody else. It's affecting a lot of people, this ever-changing world. So getting with the next thing, whatever's new, at least having a knowledge of it. You don't have to be an expert of it. You don't have to even be an active community member on whatever is going on. However, having a knowledge of what goes on over there will set you apart from the competition, even if it's a slight edge. The smallest edge is what takes over in business, because Kellogg's did a lot of branding during the Great Depression or recession. I'm not sure, but there was a low period where there wasn't a lot of things, but Kellogg's did heavy branding. I don't know what other cereals they were going up against, but I don't see them around today, I don't think. So it's about being able to push through, adapt, adjust, think on the fly, on the go, which is why I say being a fast learner. Because as you think on the fly and as you think on the go, you're going to be learning things. Life is like a marathon. You're running it for the first time. It's like running a marathon for the first time. You're running and you're like, okay, I need to get a specific pace. So you run real fast and then you run real slow. But you're learning your body and how it reacts to it, and eventually you find the pace that you would like to run with. And now you're running at a proper pace, and now you're like, okay, I need to breathe better. So now you start trying different breathings. Your body educating you on what that should be and how that feels. It's like, okay, no to this, no to that. You're learning. You don't keep on trying it. You now adjust. You adapt on the fly. You're running. You're breathing. Oh, now you in, out, in, out, in, out. Deep breaths, medium breaths, deep breaths, medium breaths, expel. Expel. Your body and you are learning that. The same goes with business. With this coronavirus, if you were predominantly probably doing door-to-door sales, such as Avon. However, if you were doing a lot of human interaction, how are you now changing that? Have you been prepared for the technological wave to take over, because technology has always been around and we've always been using the technology that you should be using and are using during this lockdown. We've had it. We've been using Zoom. We've been using a whole lot of other business resources, but we're not savvy in it because we feel like, oh, I don't need it. I don't need it. You need it now. So all of these are so different and trying to keep up with the times. That's how small business owners are going to survive, that the opportunity for exposure. Everybody's home right now. You now can run ads and people will see them. People are watching Netflix at a higher rate. Social media's rates are going up. Why? Because people are home and have the time to be on social media. So why not be on social media? Why is your business not on social media? Why would that make sense for everybody to now be home and on social media and you still say, I don't want to use social media, I'm going to direct email. I'm not going to run ads. Why not? People are going to see it. It's the perfect time. Oh, another at me. I want to know what you guys are doing during this time of COVID-19 for your business for marketing. What's your marketing strategy? What are your tips? What resources are you using? There's a whole lot of different resources. You could use Hootsuite, Loomly, Zoho, depending on your software. That's a CRM manager. There's a lot of different things. So at me on what you guys are doing during this particular time of lockdown for your business and how you're managing to your social media and how you're managing your entire business infrastructure for that matter. Let me know what things are doing. Shoot me a DM, shoot me whatever you would like to shoot me. Everything is going okay. Tips. I have 3 tips. Wash your hands. Make sure you use sanitizer. And make sure that you take your shoes off and all of your clothes before you get into the rest of your house. Those are the big 3 tips that I've seen for avoiding the coronavirus directly within your home if you have to leave your house. But I think that's everything. I think I've covered a whole lot in this podcast. I hope that you guys are really enjoying the audio experience I have going on. I think I'm going to be adding some things to the podcast or doing it more so as the podcast grows. It's going to get better, but grow with me. It's a beginner podcast. I'm going to be marketing it. I'm going to be sending out micro topics on it. So really, really excited to just be back comfortable because it took me like forever to just get this kind of take. And as it is, nervous. I don't know why. It's just me, and I still feel nervous. So still just trying. So I just hope to be able to bring you guys the best content that I can bring you. I hope I'm bringing value. And please, feedback. That's why I have so many times I say at me. Let me know. Give me feedback on your thoughts. I'm going to be promoting this for a while. I hope to be getting a couple of podcasts in a week. I don't have the, resources or the organization yet to get to having a podcast a day. But once I get there, I'll get there. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on content. So I'll be talking to you guys. What's up, Internet? If you like today's content and you're itching for more content, follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, social media, all at Assistance HQ for the latest and greatest content and the updates on Angelo's Assistance of America. Hope to see you guys follow my journey.